Hey everybody, welcome to a new roundtable with Polly going. Say hi.
Hello.
And Justin, also known as X the Visionary. Say hi.
Hello.
Hello. It's been a while. Very sorry about that, but we thought that Polly might have died. So turns out that he's not been dead, he's just been dealing with real life. You know, that troublesome thing. And today we thought, I didn't really have much say in it, that we were going
I'm
to
here by force.
that we were going to have a talk about sort of the legends that we look to in the community, because as of late, now more than ever, like I've noticed that we have an extraordinary community. Like very recently we had an uploader named Strider XV lose his capture card and then his laptop. And that was very sad because he wasn't able to upload anymore. And then there was a gigantic community effort on the part of, 4 or 5 very good YouTubers. And he's got enough donations to get a capture card back and he's back to recording. And our very own Polygoing, you deserve this attention, has donated a laptop to him to use. So thank you, Polly.
Yeah, that was badass, dude.
Yeah.
I'm not even gonna lie, when like Strider tweeted that out that you gave him the laptop, like it almost literally brought a tear to my eye. I'm like, wow, you are a solid dude. That is awesome. I was legitimately touched by that.
So, well, yes, I am. But this is incredibly awkward. I did not see this coming 2 odd minutes into the video.
That's all right. You do not have to respond. It's horrible. I thrust the spotlight on you right away like that.
Oh dear.
But
Why do we have such a problem as a culture accepting and giving compliments? Like genuine compliments. You almost have to be sarcastic now.
Yeah.
In order to say it. I don't get it.
Yeah, Polly's generally an alright guy. Let's move on.
Yeah, also a faggot.
I am a cigarette.
Alright. So we're gonna be talking about like the legends, right? Is that what you guys had in mind?
Pretty much.
Yeah.
Legends and inspirations, I
Your
think.
own personal legends, your
Yeah.
inspirations and stuff.
Yeah.
Now, seeing as you thought of this topic, do you want to go ahead with it, Justin?
Oh, it's all Polly. I'm gonna shove this right on him.
Oh, okay.
This is your topic.
Spectacular. Two blind sides right upside my head.
we can take turns. You wanna name one, and then we'll name one, and
Yeah. Well, okay. So there's. Are we going chronologically? Like, are we going to go Demon Souls, Dark Souls 2?
yeah, fuck it.
If there are any legends in Dark Souls 2, what a terrible game. So
What is that voice?
yeah, I don't know. That's a new one. I've been practicing.
Oh Lord.
Okay, so one of the things that pops into my head, like when I think about legends, I guess, like true legends, when I was really into Demon Souls, I got into the PvP pretty late, and I watched a bunch of videos on YouTube and stuff like that, and just kind of checked things out. And the guy that pops to mind for me is a dude named Grave Veteran. I think he's fairly well known within the Demon Souls community, and it was just staggering to watch this guy play. Like, to see him, I don't think he actually uploaded anything, or if he did, I completely missed it, and I would love to see that if it's out there. But seeing him on some other videos was, he was the first guy I ever saw menu swap. And since it wasn't his video that you see this stuff happen on, to see him just magically change weapons to stuff that he didn't have equipped a second ago, it was just this moment of what the fuck is happening. That was the most remarkable thing. How is he doing this? It's just, what sorcery is this? And it was just, and I mean, he was a fantastic player from what I gathered, and it was just one of those things that inspired me to try and get better in terms of like, oh my god, I don't know what he's doing, but that is just so cool. And he used so I borrow from this to this day. He always seemed to start out with a winged spear. So to this day, I love the shit out of some winged spears.
I was wondering.
Oh my god. Just seeing that in videos and stuff like that. So I I don't know. That was kind of random, but is that what we're going for? Like that kind of thing, like those oh shit moments. Who is this dude? Let's do that.
Yeah, I think so.
Okay,
Yeah,
cool. So yes, Gray Veteran. Holy smokes, it was just so cool. And like I said, like I was like fairly new to PvP, and the concept of menu swapping did not even pop into my head. And so to watch this person just unlock and turn around, you're like, what is he doing? What? How does he have a Falchion now? Was just amazing and super inspirational. I cannot menu swap my way out of a paper bag. That is not something I've really aspired to mastering, but just to see was amazing. Absolutely staggering.
Yeah, that's weird because I have no fucking idea who that is. I mean, it's not like I totally get why that's someone you'd look up to, but I totally thought you were gonna say Evolutions.
I saw him. He appears in a lot of the Evolutions videos.
Oh, okay. Maybe I just haven't paid attention.
And then the other thing was so you know, hanging out in like the Death Throwback chat room and stuff like that. When I was just starting to get into PvP and I was learning from people, they were teaching me about different like parry techniques or whatnot, and they were like, this one is called the Gray parry, and I don't know if this is legit. This is all secondhand information, but they said it was kind of pioneered by this Gray Veteran guy, where you feint a hit at somebody and then immediately parry, because so many people are used to having it bounce off their shield and then counterattack. And like the timing was just so perfect, and it was like, oh my god, he's menu swapping. He's got a parry named after him. What the hell?
That is a literal legend.
And so,
Jesus.
I don't know. It was just, oh man, he appears in the Evolutions videos. Check it out.
I will. I wasn't big in the video watching scene in Demon Souls, honestly. Like Evolutions is probably the only name I can recall. And I've seen quite a few of the videos, but there wasn't really anyone I was subbed to like back then, because I was just, because I probably like you got into the game fairly late, and the PvP scene even later, and so I was still working my way through my first playthrough by the time like all these guys were mastering fucking toggles and all that shit. So yeah, I can't really think of anyone for Demon Souls. I think the first person I really like the first Souls related YouTuber I latched onto was, oh god, do I even know? Maybe, I think it was Peeve, actually, even though he's always been a Twitch guy. I don't know, I can't even think of why.
Has that always been his thing? He's always been stream first, YouTube second, or captured video second? Like the captured video was always kind of highlights from the stream or coming from there?
Yeah, kind of. He used to do a lot more YouTube stuff, or a lot more YouTube exclusive stuff. And now it's pretty much just all Twitch, maybe some highlights every now and then on YouTube. Especially like when Dark Souls 2 first released, he had, I wouldn't say regularly uploaded videos on YouTube, but he had a bit of a spurt there. Now it's just few and far between. But yeah, no, because I think Peeve was probably the biggest name I saw just from like a quick search, and then like soon after that was people like Epic Name Bro and like people that everybody know. But I think Peeve was the first one, especially from PvP, because I didn't really have that much experience in Demon Souls PvP when Dark Souls 1 came out. It wasn't until I decided I hated Dark Souls and went back to Demon Souls that I got into PvP. And obviously I went back to Dark Souls and loved it after that. Yeah, P was definitely mine. He sort of showed me the whole mindset of PvP stuff, because I just was not used to it. And that's my answer.
Yeah, no, that introduction to the metagame is kind of a weird cherry popping, isn't it? Like,
yes.
You kind of suddenly realize that, oh, dying against someone doesn't mean that I'm bad. It means that we fought, we practiced some tactics, and, like, I wasn't good enough and I died, and, like, there's no actual penalty afterward for that. You can just try again. And
Yeah.
suddenly there's this want to get better and fight more, and it doesn't matter if you die, you just keep going until you get better and better and better. If we're talking about Demon Souls sort of dudes that you look up to, I can't think of an actual PvP one because I didn't watch any Demon Souls PvP videos because I just wasn't around when Demon Souls PvP was really a thing. I was more like when I got into Demon Souls later on after I was playing Dark Souls, I got into the whole PvE stuff because there was no PvP anymore.
Sure.
And I really like a good solid PvE, and Demon Souls definitely has it. And the person to show me that these things could actually be done was the Urban Orb. He's a streamer on Twitch, and he does have a YouTube channel, but he doesn't upload much to his YouTube channel. He did stuff like New Game +7 Soul Level 1 runs, like taking absolutely no damage, and he just does them all live, and he's so calm and patient about it all. He just keeps trying and trying and trying, and nothing ever seems to piss him off at all. And I found that really admirable because I know that when I'm doing that kind of thing by myself, I get so fucking not really angry,
Yeah.
but like I could not do live commentary over this shit. Like I need a podcast going or something so that I don't lose my mind
Sure.
on the next run to Gwyn or the next run to ONS. And that was, and he did Demon Souls and he did Dark Souls as well, in much the same fashion. And he recently played Dark Souls 2 and he fucking hates it. So yeah, I don't think he's ever going to be doing that one. Bit of a shame, but I really like his old stuff. And I recently was able to like get into some of his streams and actually talk to him when he wasn't playing Souls. And he's a very nice, very chill dude. And given like when you look up to someone like that, when you go and talk to them, you don't expect them to like ever really notice you. It's like when you go into Peeve or his chat, like they might notice what you said, but they don't really know who said it. You know what I mean?
Sure. Yeah.
Yeah, like they'll say, "Oh, that's a nice observation," and they'll go on a talk about that, but they won't actually look at the name that said it. But seeing as he has like a relatively low viewership, which fucking stuns me, he's really very kind, and it is really nice to stop into his streams quite often, seeing as he is back to doing it now. He took a long break. So that's my Demon Souls legend community shout out type thing.
I like that dude. I actually haven't seen any of his Demon Souls stuff. I saw a bit of his Dark Souls stuff. And that dude might just be the best PvE player I've ever fucking seen.
Really? Wow.
Yeah. He's insane, man.
He's the most patient one, I think.
Yeah, true.
He's very, very, very good, but he's just very, very patient. Like, and I've always did this thing, like, it's like when you watch the PvP guys and you watch the PvE guys, and all you see is the finished product. You don't see, like, the 20 hours of recording that went into getting that perfect run in PvE, and you don't see the 2 hours of recording it took to get that one gank spank that came up in the montage, you know?
Totally.
Yeah.
That is cool. I am not familiar with him at all. I will absolutely, embarrassingly, I will absolutely have to go check that out. Urban Orb.
Yep, the Urban Orb. He's a streamer on Twitch, Instagib, and Hitbox.
Is interesting. Okay, Instagib is still around?
Yes.
Okay, cool.
Never even heard of that.
Whatever you want to call it.
I've always said Gib.
I've always said Gib as well, but there are so many people out there go, it's jibbed. It's like the GIF and GIF argument all over again, and I don't want to have that because those people are retarded.
And the only reason I know what that is because so another Demon Souls guy, D Invader, I think went from Twitch to Instagib, and I ran into him a couple of times. And after after every battle, win or lose, he'd send you a link to his Instagib channel so you can rewatch it.
Oh really? Wow.
That's either really awesome or really dickish.
I thought it was endearing at the time.
Yeah.
Currently.
Yeah, I don't know. It depends if he fucking just embarrassed and shit all over you.
It was probably like 50-50.
Okay.
Maybe 60-40.
So should we move on to Dark Souls, maybe?
Oh,
No, let's do it.
Oh, wait. I got so many more Demon Souls. Okay.
Oh, okay.
Wait, so I got two, one of which will transition us well into Dark Souls. Okay, so the other one, so another guy that was just like super. I actually met so Gray Veteran. I mentioned him. I never met that guy. I never played against him. He's just kind of like this mythic figure in my head. But one guy that is just so amazingly badass and cool and awesome that I did meet, and he's pretty active on a lot of the boards. I think if you go back and look at like the Demon Souls wiki and stuff like that, he has a lot of advice on builds and things like that. He's a guy named Astricthius. And he's got, I think he's got a couple different handles online, but he put, like, he was so cool. And this was kind of my introduction into like the PvP community, because I had not been playing that long, and we ran into each other. And he was kind of like, well, you're not bad for a noob. And then he like, we would spar, which I loved, I guess, throwing back around Demon Souls is like you cast your second chance and you just play till you crack the other guy's second chance, and then you recast and keep going, so that you could just have like these little private matches and things that I thought were so cool. And I mean, that guy was bad at, like, he had some of the craziest builds. He had a Spellgax build that I think is fairly legendary in like the Demon Souls PvP circles, where he used a Great Axe magic hybrid. And so it's like he beat the shit out of you with this giant Great Axe.
Well, that was him?
That was the Spellgax, yeah.
Yeah, I didn't know his name, but I know the fucking build, of course.
Yeah, and I'm fairly certain that was his build. He like put that together for the first time and brought it out there, and man, it was awesome. And it was like such a phenomenal hybrid build between this big ass strength weapon and these like most of his arsenal and spells were like super fast long range projectiles. And it was just, I mean, it was amazing. It was so difficult to fight against, and he played it so well. And that's another one that I will chalk up to like legends and a fantastic opportunity to get into the community. That's kind of where I started experiencing the Souls community as being something really special and really cool, as cheesy as that sounds.
Yeah, I totally get it. Doesn't sound cheesy at all.
Oh, good.
So what was your lead in to Dark Souls?
Oh yeah. Some martyrs. So I actually, I caught his Demon Souls video because I came so late to Dark Souls. I was still doing Demon Souls PvP, and I caught he did a series where he went back to Demon Souls, and I think there was only like 3 or 4 of them.
I thought it was 2.
Was it 2? It was
yeah.
Some small number, some handful of Demon Souls PvP videos where he was talking about like he would go back. There was one in Stonefang. I think there was one in maybe Boletaria in the Palace or something like that. But
yeah, 1-4.
Yeah, totally. And it was just, and it was so cool, and I really liked his commentary. And I started watching some of the Dark Souls stuff, and that eventually led to saying like, I guess I guess this Dark Souls thing is worth a shot. And so that was kind of that was my lead in. I guess that was not as great as I thought.
No, so where did you go from there as far as Dark Souls goes? Like, how did you get into PvP through Martyrs? Did you just keep watching his stuff and?
Yeah, so like from him, like he would give shouts out to other people, and then I would go check out those channels, and eventually I saw enough Dark Souls PvP footage that it was kind of like, all right, well, shit, I guess let's give this thing a try. And so I picked it up, long after it had been out. Like the Prepare to Die edition on PC had been out for a long time, and so I was able.
Oh, you were that late?
Oh, it was that late. Yeah.
Oh,
dude.
wow.
This was like July of 2013.
So this wasn't that much before you started uploading?
No. I started immediately uploading after getting into Dark Souls.
Wow.
Like within a week. Like I played through enough of the game to get to Ulasil Township, which at the time was one of the only areas where PvP was happening on the PC. I played through enough of the game to get to Ulasil and then started making videos. So I mean, it was immediately after picking up Dark Souls that I started uploading. And I think that's clear as day. If you go back and watch some of those early videos, they were noob-tastic.
I have. So what, branch thought here, what made you want to make videos? Just because it was on PC and it wasn't like the Demon Souls console
well,
thing?
so
or?
like from watching stuff online, like watching a lot of the YouTube videos, and I always kind of gravitated towards commentary videos and things like that, and was like, well, I can talk for fucking ever, and I like playing these Souls games. Let's start doing this. And it was just kind of like this larf where I got the game, and I got the game thinking, okay, now I'm going to make Dark Souls videos. I missed the Demon Souls train. I'm going to start making Dark Souls videos for PvP, and I just started fucking around with it, and it kind of went from there.
And look at you now.
So you just like picked up the game like with the intention of, yep, gonna put this on the tubes.
Totally, yes.
Wow.
Damn.
Within like a week, that's just like unfathomable for me. I did that like when I started recording and stuff. It was not like, you know, hey, I'm gonna pick up this thing that I've barely looked at, and well, that I've looked at only through like effectively videos online, and I'm going to play and be one of those guys on YouTube. It was like, okay, I think I'm comfortable enough with how I play to have other people kind of see what I do. It was that kind of a thing.
Totally.
That's
Wait,
amazing.
you started out doing challenge runs though. That's different. Because
that's true.
Your first series was the Painting Guardian run, right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Because my internet connection was kind of so shit that my PvP experience was always kind of shit, and the experience and the PvP experience of other people when they played with me was shit. So I generally stayed away from that and just did PvE stuff, and I got really into that.
I still love your Painting Guardian run, dude. Some reason just roleplay runs, they just love them. I don't know why. It's so awesome.
Okay.
you sound unconvinced. Yeah, okay.
Well, fuck you then.
It's just because it was like the lowest effort shit that I've done so far.
I liked it though.
3-minute videos, no commentary, like rendered as FLVs back when I barely knew how to use Premiere, and I was like, how do I get it to export as something that'll play? Yeah.
I can't even give my little thing here because I started out as a Call of Duty commentator for 4 videos before I just started playing Demon Souls Blind just for the fuck of it.
Nerd.
But yeah, no, totally. No, going off the Dark Souls, or not Dark Souls 2, Dark Souls. Let me start over. I hate when people emphasize Souls instead of Dark. The Dark Souls stuff, I think when I started getting really big, I mean, granted, I was already technically on the YouTube scene since I was making videos before Dark Souls even came out, but the first channel I latched onto, and I'm not counting Peeve, because Peeve was like, oh, this is cool stuff, you know, as far as like the way I thought about it, but the first personality I latched onto was definitely Epic Name Bro. And he has so much allure about him, because that dude, everything about the Souls franchise, he's passionate about everything. He fucking explains everything, especially from the perspective of someone that's new to Dark Souls, and even me going from Demon Souls, I didn't really, like, I was on the wiki a bit, but it was pretty much like, what Demon Soul makes this spell? What makes this weapon? Like, it wasn't really any of the in-depth stuff, and there was...
Oh, yeah, no.
From him especially, there was a lot of information to absorb, so I think that was the first channel I latched onto.
Yeah, passion and accessibility can be so key in just bringing anyone in. Just having, like, an enthusiastic voice, even if you're not very good at the game, just having an this sense of just wanting to get better, or like learn or explain stuff about lore, or yeah, like just the enthusiasm is really nice from anyone.
That's what hooked me on him too, because I wasn't, when I started going back and playing. So when I picked up Dark Souls, it was sort of like, all right, let me just put a PvP build together because I'm gonna start making YouTube videos. But then when I started going back and actually playing it for the sake of playing it and paying attention to that stuff, I found his channel, and it like exactly like you said, Hero. Like the enthusiasm and the passion is just infectious. Like he seems like he goes through and plays this game every single time with this fantastic sense of just awe and wonderment and surprise, and it just hooks you.
It's totally infectious, and you can't help, like, if there was anyone in the Souls community that I just want to like go to a bar with and just have a beer, it'd be that guy. Like, he seems like such a fucking cool guy, and that alone, transferring that into his content, god damn it.
It's all good.
The thing is, like, when I subscribe to a channel, I 9 times out of 10, unless they do commentary list videos, I'll do it for the personality instead of the gameplay. And that dude has both. I mean, and both to, like, I mean, granted, he doesn't do, like, PvE, like, super skill, fucking all crazy shit, but his PvE analysis, everything, I mean, the dude just knows so much about the game, and he's so passionate about everything he knows. It's like, complete package kind of guy. He's just fucking awesome. Love him. What a badass.
I have a little E&B circle jerk.
Yeah. I think, and E&B got me on a particular channel that I know you like to hear, fucking Vegeta 311, and I love that guy to death. He's just, do you know what it is about that guy? Because I don't. Like, he's insanely good at the game. Like, just, let's get that out there. But, like, him as a guy, like, I don't know what it is. I just fucking love the shit out of him.
Well, I really liked what he did with Dark Souls and stuff. Like, I thought he was a cool dude. He's really relaxed, which is something I find very, very, very not attractive. That's not the word that I'm looking for. Actually, I guess it is attractive, not in a sexual sense.
How about appealing?
Appealing.
Yeah, appealing. That's it. Appealing.
We came to the rescue for you.
Yeah, thank you. Because I can't watch really high energy people play and commentate all the time. Like, I just can't handle it. Like, I need something that I can sit down and listen to and play. Because, like, that's the funny thing. Like, do you guys just sit down and, like, play and just listen to a video? Like, it doesn't matter what is going on in the video, even if they might have taken hours and hours to gather the footage for it. It just kind of doesn't matter, falls by the wayside, because all you're there for is them.
I'm actually the exact opposite. I can listen to high energy commentary, but because I don't care about watching it. But when someone's calm and analytical and sort of explaining stuff like Vegeta does, or pretty much any of the challenge runner guys do, that is when I do watch. Because I feel like the high energy commentary is like just them being jackasses and being funny. So that's it. It's more of like a comedy show rather than like a showcase of what's going on screen.
Yeah, no, that's what I mean. Like, I can't really watch that type of a person, like, a lot. Like, I can't put them on in the background because it's just them making noises and making jokes and stuff, and, like, I can't really focus on the commentary or anything. And I just like a nice, calm sort of a guy, and that's exactly what Vegeta 311 was in his... He did a couple of challenge runs, didn't he?
Yeah.
Well, he did, like, everything possible before the gargoyles, and he didn't die in that run, and he even did, like, the Duke skip, so he technically didn't die against Seath. Mm-hmm. And he also did...
He did the Assassin's run. He did
the Assassin run.
The one-shot boss challenge thing.
Yeah.
He did the Soul Level 1, the Naked run. God, he's done a lot of them.
Yeah, and he had awesome. A lot of very solid commentary as well, which was very nice to listen to, and he went for hours, which was always good, because when you're making builds or whatever, or PvPing, you just want to listen to something. That's exactly what I would put on.
Yeah,
Totally.
I agree with you here. Like I very seldomly hang on the action of videos. Like a lot of time, because I think that's why I gravitate more towards commentators, because I really like putting the stuff on while I'm doing something else. So a lot of times I'll watch videos. But have another window up or something, so you have like half the YouTube video playing, and it's just kind of in the background. You don't necessarily see it, or throw it on when you're out, gathering footage of your own or something like that. And so to have a great commentary going, I like that a lot more than I do watching just top tier gameplay.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And on the the opposite side of the spectrum, there's Emerald, who is very much like the Urban Orb and Vegeta 311 in that they're one of the PvE masters.
Yeah.
That the Souls community has put a little crown on. And he doesn't do voice commentary. He does annotation commentary, which I find fucking amazing because I try to use the annotation tool and it fucks me to fucking hell.
I hate it. Oh my god.
I can't use it. And I'm like, dude, don't know how you do this. I'm definitely going to sit down and watch. And this is not 20 minutes. This is not just the one route he took to the boss and then that's the end of the video. It's 12 minutes long. This is 40-minute blocks of just him with bits of text after text after text after text after text, explaining, giving commentary, giving not dry commentary too, oh, this is why I'm so good here. He is just a very calm, he had a calm voice when you read what he'd written, and a very subtle sense of humor that came pretty much out of nowhere, and I really liked that. And I actually thought about doing text commentary for a while because of that, because I didn't know, I wasn't doing voice commentary at the time and didn't have a microphone, and I was like, well, are people going to enjoy listening to me? Maybe they'd prefer this because I see this guy doing this and I really like that. But the problem with that kind of content is that you have to actively sit down and watch all of it.
Yeah.
Yeah, and they can be 40-minute videos,
Sure.
and you're like, okay, I need to dedicate these 40 minutes of my life. You can't even eat and watch at the same time because, generally you need to be able to see
Sure.
what you're eating. So it really is okay, this guy's stuff is good enough to get me to stop watching or doing anything else and sit down and just absorb this guy's personality through writing and his gameplay. And it was really nice. And he was one of my inspirations, I suppose. I always checked his videos if I was having problems with a boss on a certain challenge run. And yeah, it was a really solid dude, and that's probably my my biggest Dark Souls legend dude that I looked up to. I've never spoken to him. Actually, I did get a reply to a comment once, but it was 3 words long.
Thanks, man. Cool.
Yeah, thanks. Yep.
Yeah, I find it so funny that you were gonna do text commentary because you have such a great voice for commentary. People
And good commentary, not just the voice.
Yeah. Oh
You
yeah.
have a great voice.
But
I don't care what you're saying.
well,
but-
no, you. No, your voice is it has this tone, this bass to it. It's nice. I mean, I'm not the first person that's complimented your voice, but it's nice to listen to. Thanks for commentating.
No, well, thank you, because I was very shy. I was very withdrawn. I didn't have many friends, not because I was unsociable. I hope to think that you guys don't think that I'm unsociable. It's just that, when you haven't ever put yourself out there, it is difficult to just get going.
Then you met me.
Yeah, weird how that happened.
Yeah.
My life became I don't think I've ever heard as many dick jokes in any period of my life.
Oh, you need to watch more Kevin
I do
Smith
currently.
movies.
Oh God.
Never
No,
seen
thank
them.
you.
Actually, okay, wait. So this could be an interesting tangent. How did you guys come across each other?
I watched at the time. I watched War Child V1, another PvP, PvE kind of
Sure.
jack of all trades kind of guy. and they did a battle of the uploaders. And I think, correct me if I'm wrong here, but your side of those fights was your first commentary, right?
Oh yeah, that was my first that was the first time I'd ever sat down and talked for 30 minutes plus off the cuff.
Wasn't your Devil May Cry series before that though with commentary?
Yeah, but if you'd have seen the amount of cuts in the commentary in that.
Okay.
Like, seriously, I went into the Premiere files a while ago just to check it out, and you'd see, like, audio_57.
Oh, my.
Yeah. I was that insecure about what I was saying.
Jesus. But,
The War Child stuff was, yeah.
Yeah, and I saw that, and I think for whatever reason I didn't sub to you right then, and I think I came back. I was bored one day, and I was looking through War Child's vids just to watch something, and I watched the video again and went to your channel again, and by that time you were doing the Demon Souls, was a New Game Plus 6, or New Game Plus 3 level 6, right? Soul level 6?
Yeah, Soul level 6.
Yeah. And I was blown away that you had like 100 subs, something like that.
I actually had about 45.
45, did you? Oh my god. And I'm like, dude, we need to start collaborating because it's ridiculous that you don't have more subs. Like, we need to get you out there. And then we did like the beta podcast and
yeah, and we talked more and more, and now we're best dick joking friends.
Yeah, we had a battle of the uploaders, and yeah, and look at you now. It's only a matter of time before you pass me in subs, I'm telling you. I'm a jackass. You're a proper commentator.
We're gonna go up together, man.
You will have more subs than me.
That's cool. Because I heard about Hero through you, Justin. Like you said, you were on one of your videos, you were talking about, go check out Hero of Canton. He's awesome. He's awesome. I think that's the first time, side note, I ever didn't put a "the" in the Hero of Canton.
Oh my god.
Clap, clap, clap.
And you were talking about, go check him out. He's awesome. He's awesome. I was like, blah, 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 blah. And I went and checked it out. And I was like, wow, he is pretty awesome.
Yeah, didn't it like blow you away when you saw a sub count?
Well, and it was the Demon Souls thing. It was your second one, because the what I got from it from checking out the videos was that you got a lot of shit the first time around because you used the bow too much.
I didn't get a lot of shit. I gave myself a lot of shit.
Okay.
Yeah.
But yeah, so it was
it
was the melee only run.
Yeah.
It was good.
Yes.
Good job.
That's the one. Yeah. Yes, thank you.
Yay!
Yay!
No, that's interesting. I wasn't sure what the genesis behind you two fine gentlemen was.
Behind the romance.
The bromance.
It's not even a bromance anymore. It's a romance.
Wow.
Yeah, it's real. What we have is real, Polly.
Slowly back away.
His wife calls our Skype calls dates.
Yep.
So,
Wow. She totally does.
yeah.
That's cute.
It is. It is. I have a scrapbook of all of our... No.
Sir, I really liked Dark Souls Mind's Eye.
Nice. Well played.
So do I.
He was like the PvP guy that I really, really, really liked to watch because it was so fucking hyper. He had like the really high tempo anime OST music going on, like game like Toho. How do you say that?
Toho and lots of bebop music.
Yeah, lots of that, and it was just so high energy, and the editing was not really spectacular, but it was just really snappy and nice, and he played so well that like right after you finish watching an 8-minute video where he probably spent like 4 hours gathering clips, or maybe he didn't, maybe he's just that good, no idea. But after you like saw that 8-minute video, you were like, right, I am making a pyromancy build and going to the forest now, or the catacombs now.
Or New Londo. He always had some gnarly clips of New Londo.
Yeah, and like that is what is happening for me now. That is my next weekend.
Nice.
Yeah, he has such an exciting playstyle, and someone I think who's similar to him is Dark Souls Nexus. or DKS,
DKS
Nexus.
yeah.
Yeah, I've seen him play a lot, yeah.
Oh god, that guy, he doesn't do a lot of pyromancy by comparison anyway. And he has a fucking great, exciting playstyle. I love watching that dude play Dark Souls. He hasn't uploaded
I fought him
lately.
a few times.
Oh, did you?
Yeah, on PS3 on Dark Souls. I got invaded by him a couple of times in the forest. And like, I think it was kind of awkward because you know how you have those days when you're out PvPing and you're feeling really good and you're playing really well, and then the next invasion that you do, you just get killed by an R1 spammer.
Oh, yeah.
Or you get caught by lag or something. And I feel like I was that match for him.
Oh, no. Okay.
Yeah, like I got him with the Black Knight Greatsword R2 that like throws him up in the air, and I just feel like he was having a bad day for that because like I'd seen his stuff and I was like, oh shit. You know, like invaded by Dark Spirit DKS Nexus, and I was like, oh god, I'm gonna die. Yeah, basically. But it didn't end up going like that. But yeah, he's a really nice, exciting guy to watch and play against.
I wish I played against him. Leave a comment, bro.
I actually know he's subscribed to someone in this group.
Subscribed to me, yeah.
Yeah.
No, I talk to him every now and then, yeah. He's a cool guy.
Mm-hmm.
I like to watch him play things. So, someone who's been across all three games that I just fucking love, and I know you like him, Hero, more or less. Seraphim. I love that guy. And I didn't discover him until his, what was it called?
Girlfriend Plays?
Like a mini... No, a gank spanking series he did called Go With God, My Child. I think that's what it was called. Yeah. And I loved that series. He's a good commentary. He's like I don't know how to word it. He's a YouTuber. Like, he's not really like a Souls community guy. I mean, he does a lot of Souls stuff, but he does guides and walkthroughs for like fucking every game that has ever come out fucking ever. And despite that, he's still like a huge voice in the Souls community as far as like people who follow him and stuff. But that dude's cool as fuck. I like his commentary.
Yeah, he's a really he's quite an angry dude to listen to. Like if you're not used to that sort of a sense of humor, he sounds very angry all the time. Until he just starts laughing and having a good time. And it's a very strange sense of humor. It's a very unique style of commentary that recently I've had to take a little bit of a break from. Mostly because of his attitudes toward Dark Souls 2. Like he's been a little bit disappointed with it, and I can understand why. But I feel worse about the game when I watch people that don't like the game and openly express their criticisms of it. And it's not saying, don't criticize things I like, I need to live in my little box. But, it does get like that.
Yeah, that's valid, getting fatigued by a certain attitude for a long amount of, a large amount of time.
Yeah, but everything else that he does, I watch with a passion. Like every guide, I don't care if I've never played the game, I don't care if I'm going to play the game in the future, well, except with Dark Souls and stuff. Like, I don't care if I'm going to play the game in the future. I will watch it and I'll just leave it on in the background because most of the time he's not really talking about what's going on in the game, except if something's really bullshit. He's going to be talking about like social commentary and occasionally going off on religion and stuff. So, not safe subjects, but somehow he seems to make it work for most of the time. And he's definitely one of those big Souls uploaders that has somehow managed to not be a Souls uploader. He's completely said yes, Dark Souls is a big part of my channel and I really love Demon Souls, Dark Souls, and I like Dark Souls too, but I also do all these other things, and there are plenty of people who are just subscribed to him because of his personality.
Yeah.
I think that's exactly So I will be honest, he's not necessarily my cup of tea all the time, but one of the things that I really dig about him, he's the kind of guy in his commentaries, he clearly, you know, doesn't give a shit. It's my channel, I'm going to do what I want, but he doesn't need to consistently remind you of it. I feel like most people who are sort of like, I don't take any crap from anyone, are full of shit. They're trying to convince themselves more than they're trying to convince or project that outwardly. And he literally doesn't care. He's kind of like, yeah, I'm just having fun playing games, and if you like it, cool, and if not, cool, fuck off. And
Yeah.
And I think that is really cool, and I think that's pretty rare that he's not trying to posture as somebody who doesn't take any guff. He literally just doesn't.
Yeah. He brushes everything off.
Is brushed off, yeah.
Yeah. And that's a cool style to watch. I also like the people that can be sarcastic kind of assholes. Like that's where their humor comes from. I love color bars for the same reason. That type of humor appeals to me, and just Seraphim's got just the Brit wit and the dry shit, but he also the slapstick type of humor. Like I don't know. I
gorgeous accent, by the way. It's really good to listen to.
Yeah, I prefer
really
the
like
York. I prefer the York dialect over anything, but yeah. No, he's a fucking awesome dude. I watch everything he puts out. I mean, the longer the videos, the better in his case. I just like listening to him talk. He seems like a cool guy. So that's one of my top bros. And you know, we're talking about YouTubers and stuff, and I think Twitch streamers, like not exclusively, but we haven't said shit about Ouroboros. Was my main point. And I can't. I love that man. He's beautiful. He just makes me so happy in the pants. And
Eep.
It just the screaming, and I almost want to unsub from him and resub to him just so I can hear him scream my name again. He's so okay. I'm done. I don't know what it is, because like I usually detest obnoxious people like PewDiePie, like that sort of obnoxious.
Because it's so put on.
Oh well, true. But Ouroboros he's also obnoxious, but he's not really. He's just really loud.
He's just naturally a very loud person, and you can't blame him for it. And he gets genuinely excited about a lot of things and genuinely very angry for very small amounts of time. And he's got a unique sort of a voice, would you say? I mean, like,
yeah, I
you hear him and you know it's Aura. Like, you know that's him.
Yeah, I mean, he says some things and it's like, if anyone else said it or even said it in the same way, it wouldn't be the same. But like when he invades someone and he does the wave and he goes, hello, it's just, that's Ouroboros. Like you just can't help but just smirk or smile like, hello. I love it. I don't know. I don't know. Not everyone likes him. I know that, but I love that dude.
So I will say, again, it's not always my cup of tea, but I think like his series on YouTube, the Quest for a Hate Mail, is like,
oh my god,
that is one of my all-time favorite videos, like parts 1 and 2.
Mm-hmm.
I found that so entertaining.
Yeah,
it's a guilty pleasure.
Oh Lord, we didn't do another Q&A video. Have you seen his more recent Santa and Pals video?
No.
Yes. Santa, man.
There's this guy who cosplays as Santa cosplaying other people. And he's a hacker and he keeps invading, and just the situational stuff. I really don't know how to explain it without context.
Who is Santa cosplaying as?
As NPCs.
Wow. So
he'll invade and be like a cyan knight, and like I know one time he's invaded and actually been Aura.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And then like when he gets to really low health, he'll back off and he'll take off his headpiece and you'll hear Earl go, "Oh my god, it's Santa."
Because he looks like Santa, like he's bald and he's got a
Yeah.
white beard.
Santa's not bald.
Well,
It's
that's
not?
the closest you could
Well,
get in the Dark Souls character
you
creator.
can't do
Sure.
like the balding
You can't do rude Santa or angry Santa like you.
young Santa.
Or young When's that coming
Piss
back?
and vinegar Santa. What was that?
Your No Death Run? Is it ever
Yes,
coming
it is.
back?
I've actually got. Well, I can't say how much I have recorded because that's going to spoil it.
Oh
It
my
is-
god, no, we
It
can't
is
do
coming
that.
back.
The Purest Guide to Rude Santa.
So Purest Guide, I think, might come back too. It may or
No
may
way.
not be already underway. I will not confirm nor deny.
Oh my god.
Hype.
Unadulterated hype.
Really, who is building characters in Dark Souls from scratch these days? Who is
They're not.
No.
They don't care.
Yeah.
They like you. That's the thing.
Yeah, no, I'm gonna send you a Valentine right now and just say you were my favorite YouTuber.
Oh, Jesus Christ, dude.
No, you are.
Well, thank you.
You're
Nervous laugh?
You have no, your commentary, dude. You have timbre when you speak. It's awesome. Everything you say flows, and the wordsmithery. It's so entertaining to listen to, even without gameplay. And I know you're compliment things, so we can get off it. Okay, we can just forget all this happened.
Why don't I have more subscribers, man?
I'm
so much better than any of the other commentators. Oh, Jesus Christ.
Maybe you should upload videos.
Yeah, that's
might
a good
help.
point. Oh, shit.
Maybe you should get out of your little clique where you don't improve.
Oh, yeah. Touche.
Next point.
No, thanks, man.
So, did any of you guys have any other bros to shout at?
I was gonna ask about Twitch. Like in general, this is just a personal thing, but I have a lot of problems watching a lot of the big names on Twitch just because of. Well, okay, I'll give an analogy. So let's say you like a band and you love this band and they come to town, they're touring, and you can catch them in like a really small, intimate venue, and it's super cool because you're there with maybe 500 other people and you're watching this awesome band and it seems super cool and you can like talk to the guys afterwards. And then the band gets super popular and they come through again. You're like, I love that band, but they're playing at some giant amphitheater or some huge public space and you're there with 30,000 other people. I think that's my beef with Twitch. I do not like the noise around some of the big name Twitch people. That sounds incredibly dickish on my part, but it's not. It has nothing to do with the audience. It has nothing to do with participation. I think that's totally cool, but I just don't like being in that big of a space trying to interact with people that I would really like to see.
Yeah, and no, I mean that is a fair point because it kind of defeats the purpose of Twitch. I mean, the purpose of a live stream is so the audience can directly interact with the streamer. So the more people you have, the less of a voice you have because it's divided among more people. I mean, that's legitimate.
I mean, like, I think that's like similar to what I said earlier. Like when a streamer sees something in chat when they're that big, they see the words and they know what they mean, but they don't really interact with you per se. And it sounds, well, when you say it yourself, it sounds selfish to go like, oh, why aren't they noticing me? I want to talk to them and I want them to notice me. Yeah, no, notice me, senpai. That kind
Caps
of bullshit.
lock on.
But it is definitely different being able to have a conversation with someone that you admire and like and actually talk to them, as opposed to occasionally maybe having them read something that you said amidst all the kappas. And that's one of the reasons why I really liked going to like the Urban Orb streams, is because for some reason, even though it's not great for him like from a monetary standpoint, he doesn't get a whole ton of viewers, and the viewers that he does get, like, don't seem to really talk all that often. So he does really like to hold conversations with all of the viewers, and he does remember people, and it feels like a much more live streamy situation. Like, you can talk to them, they can talk to you, you can form in jokes and whatever. But people who get much larger, like Oro and Peeve, I suppose, I would feel just as comfortable being in the stream, watching what they're doing, and watching a compilation on YouTube from the stream.
Yeah, well, you were saying you had a good experience with the Dropout Dragon, right? You were having a good conversation on a stream.
Yeah, the Dropout Dragon is a YouTuber who basically turned to Twitch because he finds it more enjoyable, and it's his way that he makes money to, like, not die and get homeless and stuff. And he's a really cool dude, and he plays Dark Souls 2 a whole heap, and he likes it, he hates it, he gets very salty, he sings. He's just a very funny guy, and he does really racist impersonations of voices, and I don't know, he's a great guy. And
grab bag.
Yeah, and you can interact with him. Like, he ignores the people that obviously you just don't want to interact with, like the people that go, is it bad that I black crystalled out of a world when I blah, 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 blah. I hate those people so much.
Look at this badass thing that I did, as per your tweet.
Yeah, pretty much.
My biggest pet peeve in chat is when someone, okay, the streamer will say, like, he did this, whatever, like, I just
the one-uppers,
and then no, and then someone in chat will be like, they'll essentially just say, I did this, and then they'll add a kappa to it. Is that what you define as comedy? Why even write that? It's like writing LOL in a tweet or K in a text message. I don't get it. Yeah. I don't get it.
But the experience that I had with that stream, and that I still have with that stream, is very, very positive. I do like it a whole lot. And he's definitely one of the Dark Souls 2 community guys that I look up to, but, like, simultaneously I feel like I can just talk to. It's a really, not a really intimate one, but, like, it's just hey, they know your name, you know their name, you can talk, have a spirited discussion, and it's a really good experience.
I found that guy on YouTube, and I remember he did a couple of videos he did a couple of weapon showcase videos, I think, were the first things that he posted on YouTube.
As well.
And I remember him doing, like, a Santir Spear one, and the whole time he was out there just wrecking fools, but at the same time he was kind of like, I'm not doing anything, guys. The weapon is just OP. Like, this was pre-patch, this was pre-everything. And I really liked like his I guess self-deprecating sense of humor, or at least weapon-deprecating sense of humor. And I really liked the approach that he took, and I liked his self-awareness, and I liked his sense of humor. And yeah, I really...
Well, there's modesty with it.
Yeah, totally.
Too. He wasn't taking credit for the OP-ness of the weapon.
I think that's what I meant by, like, the self-awareness, like that modesty of just sort of, I'm not doing anything and I'm winning everything.
Yeah, he's very much of a very, like, if you go into one of his streams, okay, he is a very arrogant guy, and he openly admits that. Sure. He is very, very arrogant. He can be very dickish, very salty. But, like, he'll be like the kind of guy that when you fight him in the arena, he'll parry you and he'll go, ha, I parried you, get baited, that kind of stuff. And then he'll riposte you with, like, well, I haven't seen him riposte with, like, daggers or anything, but if he one-shotted you, he'd be like, look at how OP this fucking weapon is. It's not, look how amazing I am for swapping to it and killing you in one hit. It's like, this is silly, but I'm still amazing.
I think that's important. That has become such a thing in Dark Souls 2. Like, parries, I will go on the record and say, are not difficult to get. And
Nope.
everybody feels so badass and so chest thumper. Chest thumper, is that an adjective? No, chest thumperish. When they get a parry, and then they'll fucking taunt you. They do their 720 spin. They'll do their cancel taunt. It's just and it's like,
Shout out to Green Toast.
Be as rude as possible, man.
I love that guy.
and it just, I don't know, that kind of shit gets me crazy. But it's nice when that happens, and then there's also a shred of self-awareness with it that was sort of like, haha.
Yeah, it's like, it's stupid that I can do that so easily.
Yeah.
Yeah,
call.
no, he's a good guy. Please do go check him out.
Yeah, he is a cool guy, and it's funny you say the Santier Spear. I actually found him much later, post-patch, after the, not the most recent one, I think the one after the Sunken King, or maybe before, maybe it was after the 06. He pretty much had the same exact experience with the what is it, the rusted iron
Red
twin
Iron
blade?
Twin Blade.
I
Red
saw
Iron
that
Twin
one as well.
Blade,
That's
yeah.
when he came back. So he did probably around, I think, 16 or 17 videos, and then just disappeared. Not to cast
I didn't
stones
even
in
know
my
that.
glass house, but he just disappeared. And then I think went to Twitch for a long time, and then came back, and he was like, "Hey, I'm back." And I think the first one he came back with was the Red Iron Twin Blade, and he was like, "Oh, it's the new Santier Spear."
Yeah, I saw a comment that you'd left on that video, actually.
Oh, I
and
didn't.
didn't
Ollie.
get a reply to.
Oh my
You
god.
did get a
Did I?
reply to
Oh
it.
shit! Thanks, man.
Yeah.
Thanks, man.
Yeah.
What an
Um,
asshole! Oh.
It's funny, I found him through Twitch myself. Like, people had finished streaming, and I went, oh, well, I need more people to follow. And I looked at my, like, Dark Souls 2, who's live playing this now. And then there was, like, Peeve. I was like, don't really feel like watching Peeve. No offense to Peeve. I know you're watching. But the, yeah, it was like the Dropout Dragon is now playing, and he has, like, 98 viewers, and I was like, that seems pretty small, pretty reasonably intimate. And go in, and I'd like come in, and he's fucking doing like the most racist Japanese accent while playing with a katana that I could ever imagine, and it was the best thing in the world. And I subscribed pretty much like 3 days later. It was great.
God. Yeah, speaking of dragons, have you guys seen Saiyan the Dragon?
Yes.
Another
That
streamer?
was
I really like that.
deft. Whoa. That segue was spectacular. Holy smokes.
Oh Lord.
Oh my
I can
heavens.
do it when I want
That
to.
was masterful. I'm sorry, proceed.
No, he's another cool guy, another one of those super calm dudes that I think we all like. And when I first found him was actually before Dark Souls 2 came out, and it was just sort of the hype leading up to Dark Souls 2 on PC. And his first playthrough of Dark Souls 2 was Soul Level 1. Couldn't fucking believe it.
Whoa.
Why would you do that to yourself? Yeah, blind, everything. Soul
So
Level
level 1, Covenant of Champions.
Yeah.
Oh
that's
my
right.
goodness.
Covenant of Champions. Mhm.
I've
Yeah.
seen his name pop up several times, and I don't think I've ever checked him out. So I'm making a note of that right now.
Yeah. No,
It's-
I normally retweet his stuff too.
Yeah, I found out about Saiyan through you, Justin, like retweeting all of his streams ever in the beginning. And it's funny because when I go and listen to him play, it's weird to say, but I feel like he is an inverse Polly. Like in like the way that he speaks. It's like not that he's not calm or anything, it's just that a lot of what he says has this very peculiar upward inflection.
Oh, it totally does. Everything's a
Yeah.
question. I don't understand.
Yeah, I don't understand it, and some days it can get on my nerves, but other days it's just so charming. It's really strange. And he's a really cool guy, and he does like fight clubs every week. He has like PvP and PvE days. It's weird,
Yeah.
like I don't know how you can structure your own gameplay like that, but he seems to do it well
Interesting.
enough. And
Yeah,
It's got some really cool emotes too.
yeah. I haven't been able to catch one of his streams in a while actually since he got partnered and stuff. But I know before he got partnered anyway, at least the part I can speak on. I mean, he is so good about communicating with chat. It's unbelievable. Every single thing the chat said, he responded to. Everything. Even with the chat communicating each other or communicating to each other, he replied to. I mean, he has a significantly bigger audience now, so I don't know. I mean, knowing him, I know he's doing his damnedest to try at least.
Oh yeah. Like I've been in recent streams and he does try his best to get and talk to everyone and promote a very positive atmosphere, and he does.
Yeah, he's cool as fuck. I like him a lot. He's really polite too. Like I don't know. Like you almost feel bad when you swear in his chat. It's really strange.
No. Weird. I mean it's funny because he's like I think Dropout Dragon actually said like he is universally known as the guy that never gets mad or salty. So like he did like an impersonation of Saiyan, like a loving one when he was in chat, and he was like, I could do an impersonation of you, and he was like, do it. And it was spot on. The upward inflections and everything, just doing PvP, because when Saiyan PvPs, he compliments the person that he's playing, like not sarcastically. He will constantly compliment them, and it is really weird to listen to. But then there's like this little snarky, like when he wins, he's like, well, he tried really hard. Can we get some hearts out in chat, please? Throw some hearts out in chat, please. It's really good.
Oh my god. Both of those guys are fucking hilarious. So I ran out of people. Did we actually did we? I know we mentioned him earlier, but because he sort of incited all this. Did we talk about Strider, our bro?
No.
Well, we should talk about the main man, Strider. Strider, is it XV or is it 15? I've always thought it was 15.
Fucking idea.
I always say XV.
Me too.
I've never said it out loud. I always just call him Strider every time I mention him, but I always think 15 because I think Final Fantasy has ruined my brain.
But, no, but I mean, everybody's full of that weird. Like, I thought it was weird that Hero said X the Visionary. It's like, what?
Yeah, well, Strider says it too. It's not X. I put the X there because I couldn't get the Visionary, and I didn't want to do lowercase x, capital X, the Visionary, capital X, lowercase x. I'm a badass. Oh, forgot the 420. Sorry.
Is that fair enough?
Yeah, I don't know. Strider, man, let us know. And stop saying X the Visionary, please.
Okay, I'm sorry. Yeah, Strider's a really cool dude, and I think Justin has sort of pinned him as the Martyrs Brigade of Dark Souls 2 because Martyrs Brigade doesn't do Dark Souls 2. And it was because he does these really good Dark Souls 2 PvP commentaries where he talks about issues and how he's playing, how his attitudes towards certain things in the community, in the game, getting better with certain weapon classes, and it's really refreshing to listen to a very positive voice, because I know that myself and Justin and everybody can tend to get a bit negative, and it's not that Strider doesn't get very negative, it's that I don't know, I just feel like he looks towards Dark Souls 2 as something that can be fixed, or that, is always fun, if you can make it fun for yourself.
It's constructive.
And yeah, it's really, really good constructive commentary, and they are like shorter videos initially, and I think he's like bridged out into 15 to 25-minute mark stuff, which is really good because I love the longer commentaries.
Mm-hmm.
And
speaking of which, fuck, I hit my mic.
I heard it.
Real quick, props to you for the 40-minute commentary. I'm like, wow, how is Hero gonna do this? And solid commentary, dude. That was insane. I wouldn't have been able to do that. God knows I would have been talking about anime 5 minutes in.
I had dot points to go off.
Oh, nice.
Yeah.
Sorry, keep going.
Yeah, no, and when he had to stop uploading, I was like, shit, dude, this is like the best guy that's come out recently that we just can't afford to lose.
Totally.
Right?
Agreed in spades.
Yeah, like he needs to keep on uploading because the stuff that he provides is really, really good. And I really hope that there'll be some way that he can afford a PS4 because God knows we'll want Martyrs Brigade to be doing his Bloodborne commentaries if Martyrs Brigade isn't doing his Bloodborne commentaries himself.
At this point, if Martyrs comes back, he's going to be the Strider of Bloodborne. I think, to paraphrase something you said.
We'll try and get Strider bigger before then, I think. Yeah.
Well, the thing about Strider is he does nothing wrong. Nothing.
Oh, yeah.
He's not salty towards anyone. He's super gracious about everything.
Absolutely.
I mean, even people like when he just sets up fights, I mean, he thanks them like 10 times just for like playing with them. I'm like, wow, you could do that with a random and not have to thank anybody. And no, he's just a solid guy.
Yeah, and it's funny because when I first started watching him, I think I actually got to his channel off a linked Reddit post that had all the unparryable weapons, and that's where he got a lot of his early viewers, apparently. Like one of his friends linked his video on Reddit, just being like, "Hey, look at this. These are all the weapons that you just can't parry." And that's really useful information, obviously. It was like in the earlier days of Dark Souls 2, and it was really helpful for a lot of people, so we got a lot of growth, and deservedly so, because the commentaries that came afterwards were really good. Yeah, and it's funny because you look at him and he's got 1,000 subscribers or something, and a while ago when I first started watching him, I was a bit smaller, and like, I don't know, I just loved everything that he put out, like in the footage as well. All those setup parries and backstep parries, and dude was a fucking legend, right? And now we have him on Skype and we talk and stuff.
That
and
is
really cool.
Nice. Yeah, it's funny because I think it's been about 2 months maybe since I met him, or since I started talking to him and stuff. And I mean, just to show like how good his stuff is, like how fast he's growing. I had more subscribers than him when I first met him by like almost 200. And I know when he wasn't able to upload, I think when he made the video about his laptop, not being his and he couldn't have it anymore. Between that and when he came back, he got 100 more subscribers and he broke the 1,000 mark while he didn't even upload.
Yeah.
Like that's unbelievable. I mean, it just goes to show like what a fucking awesome guy he is. He's a treasure. He's a treasure,
not a mimic.
Oh God.
No, I agree in spades. I got nothing to add. I'm being quiet. I can just sit here and say, "Yep, true."
So on that note, I think we're gonna probably call it here, guys. Hero, you want to take over and do the outro to your video?
Back to you.
I've done my job.
Yeah, we basically had a gigantic Souls circle jerk here, talking about all of the channels and streamers that we certainly enjoyed. Like, there are probably a lot of streamers and YouTubers that I enjoy that weren't mentioned.
Yeah, we missed a ton, but
like right here.
Yeah, me too.
Like, we missed a ton, but like, just keep in mind that if we didn't mention you, it's not because you're an awful person and you don't make good content. It's because these people were like influential in like our understanding of this community and like how we like recently in mind as well, like with me with like the Dropout Dragon and stuff. That's just what I've been doing recently. Really like the guy, and I just felt like I needed to say this is what the Souls community needs more of at this time, because a lot of people hurl the B team thing around like it's an insult, but I reckon they've done an admirable job.
Same here.
All right, so I think we're probably about done. Would you say?
Yes.
I would
I'm
second
ready to
I would
just
second
say
the
bye.
greatness of the community, and that probably ties into what you were talking about in terms of not mentioning things. It's got nothing to do except with the fact that it is such a vast, awesome community that there are a lot of fucking people doing a lot of fucking great stuff.
Absolutely.
Yeah, especially, I mean, lately, I'm not gonna get into specifics here, but we've had a couple of incidents where
oh no,
where there's been
danger.
There's been some big negative events in the community and whatever, you know.
It's just been impressive to see some parts of the community go, hey, shut up. We want to keep this a fun and happy place, and you don't belong here.
It was almost a passive retaliation. I mean, there wasn't really much of any attacking going on. It was more of like a group huddle. Let's keep being friends, guys. Okay.
It's like, hey, can you please stop being a dick? That's it. And I think that's pretty much.
Yeah. Well, it's still a community, right? I mean, it's like a relationship. You have your ups and you have your downs, your highs and your lows, and at the end, nobody hates anybody. It's just,
no,
I don't know.
Well,
can't go into that.
Abort.
No, let's call it quicksand. Pull me out.
All right. Thank you guys for watching. This has been a shorter podcast by our standards, but we have some other topics to go off in the future. So
do we?
Maybe you can expect more of these later on. Yes, we do.
Okay.
Shut up.
Okay.
Thank you guys for watching, and thank you, Polly and Justin, for joining. Polly for not being dead, and Justin for being your reliable, usual self.
Hell yeah.
You're very welcome. Thanks for hosting.
My really reliable, un-Polly-like self.
What does that mean? No, don't answer that. I know what it means.
We thought you were dead, man.
I was not dead. It was not. Oh,
I know. I got favorites on Twitter. I know you weren't.
That's like
dead.
the little boop of the EKG.
Yeah.
The occasional favorite.
All right. Thank you guys for watching. We're going to cap it here.
See ya. Thanks for hosting, man.
Fuck you.
Oh, yeah.
And that's going to be the last word of the podcast.
We're stopping recording now.